Hey traders, Raghee here, and in this video I'm going to field a question that I've received a lot of, and that is, what is the picture right now in the currency side of the market? So there's two things we're going to look at. One is the US dollar, and the other is looking at where we have right now a contrast between the individual currencies. Now the dollar, this is the dollar index, by the way. And if you don't have a DX feed, no problem, take a look at the euro, because what you'll notice is that the euro is just going to be essentially a mirror image, an opposite of the dollar. Same type of structure in terms of volatility, but where the dollar has sold off and is now moving in a sideways range, the euro, as you can see, has rallied and is moving in a pretty identical looking sideways range. And so until the dollar and or the euro pick a side, pick a direction, either break down or rally higher, you're going to notice that you're going to need the other currencies to do the heavy lifting. So this is what I mean. In terms of timing with dollar entries, I am focused mostly on the short side. So that means I welcome the move higher in the dollar, because what that's going to do is drive the dollar in this chop up to an overbought zone. So that for me is going to be up in essentially this area here. That's the overbought zone. The challenge with shorting the dollar down in here is that if the dollar does rally, and it's been able to rally to the upper part of the range before, if it's going to rally, then you're going to have to take heat on the position. So what I'd rather do is just put myself in the best position on the dollar and then think about, well, where am I going to short dollars? Let's take the next step, and we're going to jump on over to FinViz to do this. So I take a look at the monthly performance over here on FinViz. It's a free site. I'm not even logged in. So this is a free site that you can use to look at the relative performance. And on a daily time frame, I'll recommend looking at the relative performance 1 month back, even 1 quarter. So the trick here is, it's not a trick at all, the technique is to identify where the dollar's at and then find which currencies are the strongest. So take a look at how much taller, how much more strength, say the pound and the New Zealand dollar have against the US dollar. So what I want to do is focus on the short here, as we're talking about, time that as best I can to the upper part of the dollar's choppy range, and when we get up there, short dollars buy Kiwi, short dollars buy pound sterling. And that's going to be really the tactic that I've been using. Now if you step out a little further, go back 1 quarter, you'll notice that Canadian dollar has been doing well the last quarter. Now don't just lock this in. In other words, if you want to play the, for example, let's jump on over to Thinkorswim here. Let's we want to go take a look at the 6E, the Euro FX futures. Again, what you want to wait for, and this will be the top range on the dollar. This is going to be the bottom of the range. Take a look at these Darvis levels. It's going to be the bottom of the range on the euro. That's where you get long FXE ETF calls. That's where you get long calls on the 6E or long on the 6E itself, or even the Euro US. But the one that's been really outperforming is the 6N, or the New Zealand dollar US, because New Zealand's been the strongest currency, and pullbacks here, think about perhaps 67.50. That would be a great level. What about the Canadian dollar? I want to see something either looking more like the euro, where I can take advantage of an oversold buy, or I want to see something that looks like an uptrend like the New Zealand dollar, where I can play a pullback buy. I'd say 6C is somewhere in the middle. It's not quite trending like the New Zealand dollar. I'd say it's a little bit more like the euro, a little choppy. Your better bet it's going to be focusing on the 7,500 handle for a long position. But if we can go green on the wave and get some more consistency in the green grab candles, we might talk about ratcheting that up to perhaps 7,600 to 76.30. So a little bit more bullishness, a little bit more of an uptrend. We can start looking for pullback buys on the 6C. Some interesting things happening in the currencies. Most of it for me is anchored in dollar weakness. So let's continue to capitalize on that, something I've been doing for months, and I'll see you in the next update.